Thank you guys. Welcome to my channel. It's your guy, Mr. Transaction Engineer. And I have my wonderful class with me today. We're going through the Subject to Master class. The last class will be October the 12th. That's the last class for the year that we will be hosting at T.E Academy. Then we'll start back up next year. We did quite a few classes. Remember, if you attended the class once before, you get to attend one more time for free. So October 12th, get with me, guys. The email is in the description. If you have any questions and you want to learn this creative financing stuff, because the market is changing, which means your strategies have to change. Your strategies got to change. I'm talking to wholesalers now. Properties are not selling like that. People are nervous. Fear has hit the market. Once that fear hit the market, it's pretty much a done deal. So we're transitioning now. We're transitioning over from a seller market where a seller can demand what they want to a buyer's market where the buyers got the control. The buyers are not paying hardly no closing costs because the sellers are so desperate they want to sell. And as a seller, if you're a seller, as a real estate entrepreneur, to get rid of your properties, you may have to give the buyer's agent 4%. That's what we had to do last time in 2008, 9, and 10, because there was so many properties on the market. The buyers had their choice. It's like going in your favorite store, whether it's Neiman Marcus, Walmart, or wherever you shop at, Target, and everything 50% off. So the it's transitioning over slowly. So don't get scared, don't panic. You just gotta change gears, change gears, change gears. So let's get back to the money, guys. So on our team, we gotta have a good real estate agent. That is important. Network with realtors, because these realtors are gonna have deals that they could bring to you. Let them know that you buy houses subject to the existing mortgage, or you do creative financing. Let them know what you do exactly. You deal with any homeowners that want to sell, that's motivated to sell. Work with agents that does short sales, agents that work on short sales. Most of them don't know what to do really, so you can help them out big time by buying these houses and taking them over subject to the existing mortgage. Realtors have a lot of leads, man, and they're gonna have more as this time go by. And then I promise you, within the next year, if you don't transition, you're gonna be in big trouble. You don't transition over from just wholesaling, you're gonna be in big trouble. People are not rehabbing houses that much. They're slowing down. 52% of the loan applications are down. People are not buying due to the interest rate and the fear that's hitting the market. So you got to know another strategy, guys, or you're going to be out of business real quick, and you're going to be getting a job like 90% of investors, 95% of investors did last time back in 2008, 9, and 10. I know a lot of them disappeared. You see a lot of these places where builders started building. Most of them are not going to be completed. Most other subdivisions will not be completed. In Texas, builders are already selling these new construction houses for like 50% off. They're trying to get out these deals, get out these loans. So things are changing, y'all. Just pay attention, do your own research, and find out for yourself. Another thing, you need a great attorney. You need a good attorney that can do your title search. An attorney that you can call on the last minute that will take care of you. So we inside of the subject to buy a house without going to the bank course. We're gonna hit a couple of topics. We're not gonna go through everything. Only a couple of good nuggets. Any questions y'all put in the chat and I'll answer it at the end. We will only be on here for about 20, 30 minutes. Mindset. Mindset is everything. I remember I first started this business and I was like, man, who will really deed the house over to you? Subject to. I know a lot of people like, man, will somebody really deed the property over to you? Yes, they will. My very first deal, the lady, she wasn't even behind on payments. She was a IRS auditor. She signed the property over for $2,000. My very first deal. So you got to get over the mindset that people will not sell you their house subject to. You got to kill that mindset if you want to be successful in this business. Like I said, I bought my first one 18 years ago with $2,000, and they wasn't behind on payments. And keep in mind, everybody that sell you their house subject to don't have to be behind. They don't have to be behind on payments. It's just got to be motivated. So that's why you. One of the good questions is, why are you selling? Why are you selling? So build a right team. Um, the buying process. We went through the buying process with marketing for motivated sellers. Tyler, what's a good motivated seller? Would you suggest? Who's a good motivated seller?
You can have someone in probate.
Right. So we got probate, bankruptcy, divorce, expired listings. That's gonna be big. It's big now. You guys got to jump on that. Expired listing. They tried to sell, so now they really motivated. They tried to sell and couldn't sell. They tried to sell and couldn't sell. Evictions. They say evictions are up pretty high. 4 million, between 3 and 4 million people are behind on their mortgage payments. So you reach out to them guys, you can make it but make sure you make it a win-win situation for everybody, where everybody, walk away happy. And we only want to deal with people that want to deal with us. You can't force anybody to sell subject to the existing mortgage. They got to be already motivated. And the ones that are motivated, you don't have to do all that extra explaining and begging and all that stuff. Never sound desperate, because they could smell it. They know if you hungry and you desperate. So never seem desperate. Never. Oh. Brandon, what's another good motivated seller?
You say pre-foreclosure?
Yep, pre-foreclosure. That's another good one. And guys, you can go to auction.com and find all the pre-foreclosure leads that you want. Auction.com. Find all the pre-foreclosure leads you want. We got the seller scripts. We also got the seller scripts that you need, everything you need. Got the pre-foreclosure script and just a basic property information script. One thing about creative financing, guys, all the numbers matter. All the numbers matter when you're doing creative financing. You got to know. Let me pull out the property information sheet. Got to download it. Uh-oh. There we go, baby. This sheet is very important. Dang, that was a 2 minute time. Bingo, calm down. All right. Let me bring this over there. Sorry, I got disconnected some kind of way. Um, can you hear me? Can y'all hear me, Brandon? Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to pull up this property information sheet. I want to show y'all some key questions that you can ask. I wish I would have created a link, y'all, so you could download this property information sheet. Did I close it up? There's some key questions you gotta have when you're dealing with creative finances. People text me all the time about they have a deal, but guys, I need this information. I can't do anything without it. Bingo, we in business. It working now, baby. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna share my screen with you on the property information sheet. This sheet is very important, y'all. When you're dealing with creative financing, you need all the information. Bingo. Let me blow this up some more. So you need all the information when you're doing creative financing. You want to know if they're asking price, what they're asking, and you want to know why they're asking that price. What's your asking price? Why are you asking that much? How did you arrive at that asking price? Bedrooms and baths, you should know that automatically, but you don't have to ask that because most people want to be on and off the phone quick. Some people want to talk. So you got to be able to know the difference. If somebody want to talk, then you want to sit there and talk to them. So now be aware, some people gonna talk to you about 2 or 3 hours. Rhonda, how long you had somebody talk to you? When that was, today or Friday?
Oh, you mean on the chat?
Yeah,
It
the
was
chat.
back and forth for like, I don't know, 2 hours.
2 hours. So we got to be good listeners and make sure we take down a lot of notes. Take down a lot of notes because if you listen good enough, people will tell you how you can buy the house if they're interested. Another good question. Does the property need repairs? Remember, the numbers are very important. So you got to know what it's going to take to get that property in move in condition. Now, will they tell the truth all the time? About half of the time. But you still want to get a general idea of the repairs. How much do they owe on the property? That is very important. How much do you owe on the property? If they're behind on payments, they're behind on payments. So you need to know how many months are they behind. You also need to know how much are they monthly payments. You also want to know how much are their monthly payments, how many months behind are they, and how much it is to catch up the arrears on the property. So how much it is to bring it current. That's a main question, y'all. So we need to know what the mortgage amount. Does it need repairs? How many months behind are you? How much are the monthly payments? Are taxes and insurance included in the monthly payments? Because if it's not, and they paying it separate, guess what? Your payment is going to be higher. So you need to know all of the numbers. Mr. Seller, are your payments PITI? That's principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Is everything included in the payments? And you can get a copy of their mortgage statement and it'll show you also. So those are very important documents. Very important information that we need to know. So those are very important documents we need to know. Also, the homeowner's insurance. You want to switch that over. You got to get the homeowner's insurance switched over once you close on the property. And we got information in here on the company that we use. But you're welcome to use whoever you want, as long as they will insure the property for you. Due on sale clause. I know some people are worried about the due on sale clause, but guys, I've been doing this 18 years. Like I said, my first deal was a subject to, and we've been buying them ever since. And we never had a loan call. Never. Knock on wood, but we never had a loan call. So we're not worried about it. Plus, we buy our properties in a land trust, residential land trust. To protect that, it's not illegal to put your property in a land trust. Anybody can put their house in a trust. And so that's why we got the trust documents right here. We got the land trust documents inside your course also. And here go all the documents. Some people are concerned about the trustee. Guys, we got everything in here for you. A trustee, they just own the property. Anybody over 18 can be your trustee. So they just own a deed of your property, but they do not own the property. They're the front man. You own the property. You're the beneficiary of that land trust. You're the beneficiary of that house. And we have the documents in here where you can fire your trustee at any time. They don't have to sign anything. You just sign it, send it to them by mail, certified, got proof that you sent it to them, and they out of there. They just been fired. So you can fire them at any time. Jerry, what's up, brother? Me and Jerry had to fire one um before closing. So don't get worried about a trustee. You need anybody over 18, but remember, you can replace them at any time. And for the students in Texas, you can't do subject to, you got to do a wraparound mortgage. Pretty much the same thing, but it's just showing on title that you wrap that new mortgage with the same existing things that was whatever's on the mortgage. So if the mortgage that the seller had was 180, 5% interest rate, boom, you're wrapping that with the same thing. 180, 5% interest rate. We also got subject to closing calls. Have y'all, Tyler, have you made it to the closing calls yet? Let me see how
Yes,
long.
sir.
Let's see how long these is.
They're they're not that long, maybe 10 to 5 minutes a piece at most.
Yeah, so we got the good subject to closing calls. And y'all can see it's simple. I do not over explain. When you over explain, people get confused. And they say a confused mind will say no. So I'm straight to the point. Hey, we're looking to buy this property, take over your mortgage payments, all the responsibilities of the property. The loan will stay in your name. The title of the property would transfer over to our company name or to our land trust name. Most people don't know what land trust is, so you can just say your company name. So we got a couple of closing calls in here for you to listen to. And like I said, when you got a motivated seller, guys, you don't have to beg. You Brandon, one of our coaching students, he's been working with us about how long y'all been working with us, Brandon and Rhonda?
A little over 2 years.
And since you've been buying these subject to, have you had to beg anybody for the title?
No, no. The ones that want to do it, they're motivated.
What you think, Rhonda?
She stepped out.
Okay. So they're motivated, y'all. We don't have to beg these people to sell. I promise you. We don't have to beg them to sell. This course is loaded, man, fully loaded with everything. You got your documents. You got this your what's this? Subject to docs. Got your seller scripts, land trust, your closing call, tenant buyer documents. We teach you the whole ordeal. Tyler, do you have any questions on the front end about the buying process?
No, it's pretty straightforward.
Okay. Yeah, those are the most motivated ones, y'all. You need a motivated seller. That's why the question, why are you selling? If they're behind on payments, you know they behind. But if they are behind on payments, you want to know what's going on. I'm sorry about what happened to you, Mr. Seller. Can you tell me a little bit about your situation? Once you ask that, that pretty much open them up, and you get, hey, they open up. They pretty much open up. Brandon, what kind of seller objections would you say you receive? What kind of seller objection you receive from people?
Um, usually, I see. I don't know. I hear everything. The biggest thing, most of them, they want their money up front. They don't want to do that, but
They don't want to wait on the back end.
yeah. But I mean, sometimes they worry about the loan being in their name. Um, but not usually the ones that's motivated.
Yeah.
So I mean, the ones that's motivated that need the help, they don't care. They just sign it.
They ready to get out.
Yeah, they're just signing. Move
And
on.
I just found out from Brandon, one y'all bought one of these substitute from was a cop.
Yeah,
A
yeah. That's
cop,
a
y'all
question.
sold his house subject to. So, man, anybody will sell. You just got to ask the right questions. You got to get out of your own head. Got to get out of your own head and stop talking yourself out of it. These people waiting on us, man. We gotta help save them. Nobody else can save them. Well, some people know how, but not everybody. So we got to be out here and pay it forward and make it a win-win situation for everybody. They walk away. You making payments on the time, that's gonna clean up their credit. We also offer credit repair. We got a great credit repair guy that will really tighten their credit up. So, guys, these subject twos are gold, man. I can't tell you how they bless me tremendously. And when you get in this business for these, some of them you're gonna be able to renovate and sell immediately because we got to keep cash coming. So you're not going to be able to hold on to every property unless you got enough income coming in. But you got to sell some. You want to hold on to some and cash flow. You can also double the cash flow almost if they don't have all the down payment. But when you're dealing with these subject to properties, you never want to take no less than about, I would say, 7% down from your tenant buyer. 7% down from your tenant buyer, and always, always close with a real estate attorney when you buying and selling these subject to properties. On both ends, sign with it, and some of them going to be like that. Some of the attorneys gonna be like, well, it's not a closing. What you want me to do? We just want you to explain this agreement. We'll give you $200, half of your attorney fee. Most attorneys charge $400 or $500 an hour. Give you $200 just to read this agreement and have them to sign it in front of you. Please do that, y'all, because when I haven't done that, that's when I had problems. And I haven't had too many problems with these subject to. And make sure, oh my God, make sure when you're selling on the back end, you do a background check and check for evictions. But I got a tenant so slick, man. She's been, we slipped up and didn't run her background. She have several evictions, and man, she gave us hell for a while. She knew the loopholes, all the loopholes. So we had to spend some money to get her butt in court. Now that doesn't happen all the time. That's like I could count on. Dang, I only had wow. I had a couple of problems, but only one really headache. But I'm telling you, you close with that real estate attorney or the title company, depending on where you at, guys, you have less problem. Less problem. So please close with a real estate attorney. Let me see. Now, seller objections. I'm gonna hit on a couple of these seller objections, guys. We're gonna open up for questions, and then we're gonna sign out so I can get back to the group and get this subject to buying going. Let's see. Here's a good one. Will you guarantee my payments? Unfortunately, the bank will not allow me to assume your loan. So my only choice is to take over your payments. Are you comfortable with that? They say yes, close out the deal. If they say no, then maybe we should explore a lease option where we can lease your house with option to buy. The only only way I'll offer a lease option if the payments are current. If they're not current, if the payments are not current, no lease option because I don't know if you're going to make the payments, Mr. Seller. So if they're behind on payments, we want total control. We're talking about subject to no lease purchase. Here's another seller objection. I need cash now. That may be possible. Now, your cash will be determined by your repairs needed to your property, also the arrears, and your mortgage payment. Your mortgage payoff. How that usually works, we will give you some money at closing and some money once the property sells in the near future. Here's another good seller objection. When will you pay off my loan? I have plenty of sellers ask that. Well, when you going to pay the mortgage off? I can't give you an exact time, Mrs. Seller, Mr. Seller. I can tell you this, your mortgage payments will be made until I do. Will that work for you? Close the deal. Because we're going to have money invested into this property. So our goal is to get a return, a ROI on our investment. So we're definitely going to make the payment so we can get our money back that we invested into the property. I like this last one, number 8. We got a couple of seller objections in here, but I like number 8. Why don't I just list with a realtor? Well, that's certainly your option, but obviously a realtor won't make your payments for you while they try to sell your house. I am willing to make your payments starting. You let them know the date you're willing to start making the payments. You can forget about the house and move on with your life. Now, doesn't that sound great? So you don't want to make any promises when you're going to pay it off because you don't know. You're going to be putting people in the property on a lease with the option to buy, but you don't know if they're going to buy. You got about 10 to 15% of people that will actually buy, and the rest won't. But one thing I like about creative financing, we're dealing with about 70% of people. Only about 30% of people can actually go down and get a mortgage. They got good credit, got all their documents ready and everything. You got about 30% of those that can really buy. But think about this. If half of the applications are down, if 50% of applications are down, now you're dealing with the 15%. But what I love about creative financing, guess what? We're dealing with the 70%. There's so many people that can't buy due to bad credit, high debt to income ratio, people that's filing low on their taxes. A lot of entrepreneurs, they may make 200,000, but they may be reporting 100,000. They can afford the payments, but guess what? By their taxes, it look like they can't. So because they've been filing low, so they can not pay all the taxes to Uncle Sam. And so we're dealing with people, we're dealing with the majority, not the minority. When we selling them creative finance, we're dealing with the majority, y'all. Keep that in mind. And no matter what the market does, we've been able to sell these properties on lease option. Hey, back in 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12 to this current date. So don't panic. When you're dealing with creative financing, we're getting large down payments. We're not taking no less than 7% down. Not really like 10% down. But I'll let you slide with 7% down if you don't have a 1,000 evictions on your record. You can get in for 7% down, but guess what? I want that other 3%. So how can we break this other 3% up monthly so you can cover that 10% down? And so just say your mortgage payment is $1,000. The lease amount is, just say in the area, $1,500. So you got $500 cash flow. All right, Mr. Buyer, how much more can you pay since you don't have the whole 10%? And this is really going against company policy, but we're gonna work with you on this one. How much more down can you put? Can you pay per month? So now your cash flow done went from 1,500 a month. Just say they can pay an extra 200. Now you're getting 1,700 a month. That just increased your bottom line to $700 a month. Give me a thumbs up, y'all, if you learned some game right there. It happens all the time. Brandon, tell us a little bit about that deal where you getting that major cash flow from. I think it was the one you did a couple of months ago where they're paying extra.
Yeah. The rent, they're paying 1,700 a month rent. I'm paying out 900 mortgage. They didn't have the full 10% to put down, so they're putting an extra 500 a month towards the down payment.
I love those deals, man. Oh, I love them kind of deals. I always ask, how much extra can you pay? Because that goes to your bottom line. So how much is that a month cash flow?
Yes, 1,300.
Profit a month?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that pay for my portion. Let me have that house back. See, y'all, one house can pay your house note, pay your car note. You just got to keep getting them, keep loading them up. And the goal is to have more income coming in, more residual income coming in from all your rental properties. And you financially free. That's financial freedom. You got more income coming in than expenses. It feel like you're a millionaire. You got $5,000 in expenses, but you got 15 grand coming in a month. Come on, man. You living good. You living lovely. So that's the goal with these guys. It's not just get one and be like, oh God, that's it. No, you want to get as many of these as possible. And you can live in these properties. They're yours. When you buy them, you can live in them. I've lived in so many of mine. It's crazy. But we get so many of them. We just pick and choose. Stay in them for a while. Some of them we end up renovating and selling while we in there. Some of them we just put out on the lease option and find a new one that come in and move it up. So you can play real life Monopoly with this without any credit. Brandon, did they check your credit when you bought these subject twos?
No.
No credit check.
Nah. That's the last thing they worry about.
No credit check, y'all. Do you have to get a seller any tax returns or anything?
Nope.
One of the easiest closing you can go to. Traditional closing, it's gonna take you, man. You gotta sign about 5,000 documents, and then cut your finger and put your little blood on them. They want a DNA sample too. Golly. Well, you got to jump through the ringer to get these houses, and then you pay 3 times as much if you hold on to it for 30 years like they plan on. You pay triple the amount. It's a whole nother subject. Whole nother subject. Any question? Any question, team? Any question? Brandon, Tyler, Julius.
I have a question. We spoke about the builder lots, like the builders are trying to get out of the properties before anything the market turns.
Right.
How would you reach out or contact those builders? How would you, I guess, market to them to see if you could find a potential deal out of that? Because I see a lot, like literally less than a mile and a half from my house, and they're still building. So I think that may be a good opportunity.
Well, they not feeling it yet. Thank God real estate is not like the stock market where it'll drop overnight. So some of them not going to feel it until a couple of months until they finish them houses. Once they finish with most of them houses, if they finish, because I see 2 or 3 subdivisions right here in Gwinnett, man, they in slow motion. They in slow motion, man. I will wait, Tyler, till they build the rest of the houses, or you see them slowing down and they're not building anymore. Then you want to reach out to them.
Gotcha.
You want to reach out to them. Right now, they feeling the heat, but not hard enough. Give them about a good 2 to 3 more months. But boy, it's on. I'm telling y'all, it's on. You're gonna have these sellers beating down your door, man. Y'all gotta make sure you apply this method, this real estate strategy, because it's gonna take care of you throughout this next cycle. And I predict we probably be down about a good 2 years. I believe we're gonna recover quickly. But I say the next 2 years, it's gonna be a field day for us investors who know what to do. Because people gonna be getting out these houses, man, more. They're gonna be running out of them. They'll be giving them away. I'm gonna do a little preview on short sales, y'all. That's gonna be another strategy, another tool to add to your toolbox. I'm gonna show you some numbers. Just like I said, we did over 300 short sales during the last crisis. Brandon, man, I was looking. Oh my God, I was talking to a student, Jay, the other day. 2 deals, 2 deals, 2 deals. I'm gonna tell you the crazy thing too. Out of the 2 deals that I showed Jay that we done short sales on, we flipped one and made 10 grand. Because like I say, when the market crashed, y'all, you're not selling for top dollar. You got to sell at the discount. So you buy the discount and sell on the discount. One house we made 10 grand, the other house we made about 30 grand. But if we would have done this strategy, like I'm telling y'all, when it hit down to the bottom, or if you get good with short sales, y'all, you want to hold on as many as you can. Of them 2 deals, we made about 40 grand. But if we would have held on to them properties and until it came back up like now, oh my God, one of the houses we would have made 400,000 off of when we sold it. We're not even counting the cash flow. But we'd have made 400,000 off one of them we sold, and the other one we would have made another 200. So that's $600,000 off 2 houses. We use short sale. Now we were blessed; we held on to a good amount, but knowing what I know now, oh God, that's why I'm so grateful. I'm so happy and grateful. We got another opportunity. Cause boy, it won't be no more fumbles. Never touchdown. Never touchdown, baby. I didn't even go through the book, man. We done over 300. So if only 2 deals, if we would have bought and hold, see, that's what they don't tell y'all. I'm gonna give you some real game right now. When it get low and you get into these short sales and all that stuff, you getting these properties 50% low below value. We was getting them at 40 to 50% below value. You getting at these properties that cheap, you want to hold them because it's going to go back up. You rent them out, put them on Section A, whatever you want to do, or just find you some good solid tenants with a family. You usually don't have to worry about them leaving in the middle of the night, somebody with a family, but you rent them out, get that cash flow every month, that residual income every month, and then you sell at the height of the market. The height was last year and beginning of this year, because now after June, we seen these prices drop. But if you just hold on to one house, you're gonna be good. One of them, you're gonna be good. So buy and hold when this thing hit the fan. And I predict in a couple more months. I don't have a crystal ball. I almost got one. But you want to pay attention, man. And when it dropped down to the lowest, you buy everything smoking. Because what goes up comes down, and what goes down goes back up. And that's how you quantum leap in this business. You buy them low and sell when it's high. And you get prepared for the next cycle. Because if you do your research, the market does this between every 15 and 20 years. It always does. So don't get paranoid and listen to all these people that's going to be negative and, oh my God. Because see, once they get on the news, when they go to talk about foreclosures and all that stuff on the news, they're going to bring so much fear, more fear in the market. And it's going to be on. I remember last time they was scaring people like, oh my God, it's foreclosure. It's the worst time to buy. Don't buy a house. Oh, the housing market is down. And the people didn't know no better. Guess what? They didn't buy a house. But the people who knew, they was buying everything they can get their hands on. And now they reaping the benefits. This last house I was telling you about for 1,600,000. I mean, I'm sorry, 600,000. They still living in the house. I pulled the information up. They're still living in the property, so they can cash out anytime, man, and walk away about 400,000 or better. Because we sold it to them for cheap, like 185,000. But the market, that's what the market required at the time. The values dropped really bad. So subject to y'all, short sales, lease options are the new game plan going forward. So make sure you stay plugged in with me, and you're gonna ride and thrive during this economy, man. I promise you, we was eating good. Everybody else was getting jobs and disappearing, but I'm gonna show you how we was eating good and making money and blessed doing with all the commotion that was going on. Let me see. Let me answer some questions. Guys, October 12th is the last subject to masterclass of the year. I got a lot of projects going on. I'm working on some commercial stuff and a couple rehab, so I'm gonna be tied up the rest of the year. I would love to be able to do these classes, but I gotta take care of some stuff. Gotta handle some business, baby. Let me see. Jerry, what's up, Jerry? This is good stuff transaction. I just got off the phone with a smoking subject to out here in NC. Jerry, get that money, man. That last on the master class, y'all, the hood we went through. That's Jerry. That's my partner. We partnered up on that deal in North Carolina. We ate real good off that one. Real good. Ooh. Hey, look at Jerry. We had an HOA from hell on that one, y'all. They drug us out for 5 weeks. 5 weeks. They wanted repairs done every single time they went out to the house. The lady made her best mission to give us complete hell. Complete hell. Let me see if I got any more questions. Y'all got Tyler? You got any more questions? Tyler, Julius, Julius, Brandon, Damon, Lloyd. What's up, Lloyd? My boy Lloyd out there killing it. Lloyd said, "Give me a house. I'm ready for the short sales, man. Them short sales. And the only thing short about a short sale, let me warn y'all, is the discount if you do it right. But the time, you better get a VA, virtual assistant, because it could take anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks to get that short sale done. I mean, hold on, heck no, I'm so sorry. 2 to 6 months to get that short sale done, and it's not a guarantee that it's gonna go through. So don't get involved with these short sales and think you just gonna eat. You better be doing some more creative stuff, creative financing and everything, unless you got a lot of them in the pipeline. See, we knew how they were, so we used to keep at least 30 or 40 of them in the pipeline at one time that we was working on. We had to have that pipeline full because you never know when they're gonna close. Jerry said, "You still buying storage unit?" Yes, sir, Jerry. You know we want some that need a little TLC that ran by moms and pops, mom and pop deals. Let me see, Eddie. Do you do excess proceeds? You talking about when they foreclose, Lloyd? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Let me check, y'all. See, we got any questions, and we're gonna end this. Y'all, October 12th, the last subject to masterclass of the year. Look in the link in the description below and sign up. We got a special discount for you. But your boy transaction, we got a lot of stuff going on, and I cannot I really don't have the time to be able to run these classes. Maybe shoot, this may be the last one I do. I'm gonna be honest with y'all because I think about bringing in a virtual assistant to start doing these. So this may be the last one I do myself, but I'm bringing somebody else to help me out with these. I think that's the, I think that's all the questions we have from everybody. Make sure you sign up. The link is in the description. Thank y'all for joining us, Mr. Transaction Engineer. We got to get back to class. God bless y'all. See you at the top. Keep growing and going, baby. And all y'all and all you're getting, get understanding. Peace.